Just kind of the same routine, going through the same weekly routine as I did this time, and just going out there and just trying to make pitches like the first start.
Something you said in the bullpen that you found something different in your slider. What did you see when you went to do your bullpen and helping you there?
It was more of the last two inner squads I had were really I struggled with it. It's like I've been using that all fall as like an out pitch.
Yeah.
As a strikeout pitch, and the last two inner squads it wouldn't work, and I got kind of hammered on it. So just kind of emphasize really trying to get it out there in the bullpens, and it actually turned out to work really well for me.
Christian, was it nice to have so much run support in your first college start?
Oh yeah.
First start here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a big relief going out there knowing you got a 3-run lead, and you don't have to be as fine. You can go out there with a little bit of comfort and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, it's definitely makes the game a lot easier. No press.
All pitchers who come here, I guess, think they want to be a weekend starter, and you kind of realize you were kind of emerging into that role. Did you get that feeling during the fall, or did that kind of come later?
Well, when I got recruited, Coach Laff somewhat talked about he just obviously said anything could happen, but he wanted me to merge into that role, and kind of into the fall. I don't know. I was kind of doing well, and there was talks about it, but honestly, probably maybe 2 to 3 weeks before we actually played was when it was kind of I kind of knew all right, I'll be on I'm gonna be pitching on a Saturday.
Obviously, JUCO guys, sometimes the transition gets a little funky. You want some scouting reports or whatever get around. But you feel like with your history and having that extra year as I guess an experience that you can avoid that a little bit and feel like you're pretty good to go.
Right? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it does help. They do. I mean, obviously, I think one of the biggest differences is it goes more into depth, obviously, scouting reports and stuff like that, which definitely helps out. But yeah, I mean, it does. It's a little bit of a transition, but I wouldn't say much. I mean, you still got to do what you do and pitch and stuff.
You watched Chris on Friday night. What were your thoughts on his performance and how you felt like he did?
I mean, he couldn't have done any better. That's exactly what Coach wanted him to do. I mean, run support for him too. Went out there, pitched great. I mean, only had 3 hits given up. I mean, just dominated. And then, I mean, yeah, like I was saying with the run support, just going out there and pitching, it's just so much easier than run support behind you.
How was Will behind the plate? I mean, obviously he did so much offensively. He gets SEC Player of the Week. But as far as managing the staff and managing you on Saturday,
yeah, definitely great. One of the biggest things is if you have confidence in your catcher, it's easy to if you got guys on third and stuff throwing into the dirt, knowing you got a guy who can stop it makes it so much easier on you, so much less of a hassle.
Speaking of confidence, you get a lot coming back and having success in the weekend and come home now. Is it you feel a lot?
Yeah, it definitely feels good getting the first one under the belt. I mean, going out there, nerves, obviously, had a little bit of nerves, as a first start as a Rebel, but kind of settling in and then, kind of just getting the job done and knowing that, I did a decent job, kind of makes it, an easier transition into going into next week.
One of the things I was going to ask you about, going back to when you were in high school, what was the thing with LSU? Was that where you were going when you thought about it, when you were being recruited back then at down to Mandeville?
Oh, excuse me?
But like I said, when we were at, in your high school, what do you think about recruiting back then? Or was it some reason why you went to LSU?
Differences?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would have liked to think about the decision a little bit more. I kind of jumped into it. I'm not gonna say it was wrong or anything like that, but you kind of just going through it again, you kind of experience and you kind of know what the questions to ask and what to look for, I guess. Then I would say I missed a couple things coming out of high school.